So welcome everyone. I'm Dr. Binning, and we're gonna talk about a dear friend of mine named Matt and his journey and his experience and some of the things he was struggling with in terms of before he joined our 10-week inspired living and metabolic and lifestyle reset program. And we're gonna get into some details, but I wanted to give some background on Matt and share a few details about his life. And one of the things one of the reasons why we decided to have this conversation is to highlight an important fact. When Matt's an entrepreneur, so he's a co-founder of a real estate and property management company. And one of the things that most people will realize when they're an entrepreneur is that there's a cost to really chasing your dreams in terms of your career. And it usually comes at the expense of your health. And when it comes at the expense of your health, there's all the other reasons why you wanted to be successful also start to get cut off as well. So that might be the energy you want to invest in your family or the time away from your family, all these things. So we lose this aspect of life-work balance. And so welcome, Matt. I want to share your story. And so is there anything you want to add to that? Like, where just a little brief history about yourself?
You pretty much nailed it there. Yeah, busy,
Okay.
busy dad of a couple of kids. Married, entrepreneur, always on the go for sure. Yeah, you pretty much nailed it.
Okay, great. So before you started working with us, and actually, I should say this too, is what we met each other when? What grade? Like 6?
No, it was before that. I think it was grade 4 at John Darling Public School.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So many years had passed, and
maybe
probably through my Facebook post that we kind of reconnected and you wanted to kind of get things back on track in terms of your health. But what is some of the issues that you found yourself struggling with before we started working with each other?
Biggest thing was lack of energy, sluggish. I wasn't sleeping well, always on the go. So to kind of turn it off at the end of the day to lie down and go to sleep, it wasn't really happening. So those were the biggest things. A lot of brain fog too. I think that was the biggest thing for me.
Okay. And were there things that you were trying in the past, like beforehand? Like, so I imagine this wasn't the first thing you tried.
So you name it, I've tried it. So
okay.
Personal, and there's some really good ones out there. Personal trainers. I think everyone's tried keto. I did that too.
Okay.
Gym memberships. Yeah, you name it, I've done it.
How much, like with your lifestyle, with the amount of time it's taken you to kind of invest in your career to like build it up from the ground up. And I know you have a very successful career. So were these things that could easily fit into that?
No, it was next to impossible. It was really, really tough. Yeah.
So, probably a good question to ask is like, what made you try this? And we'll get into the exact kind of things that we did, but like, what made you take a chance with this?
I decided to make health a priority. And like you mentioned too, just through Facebook, I saw your posts and Instagram and stuff. And I watched one of the testimonials you did of a gentleman that lost a significant amount of weight and talked about how much he felt better. Mm-hmm. And that just drew to me. And I gave you a shout and said, let's get started.
Awesome. Was there something that resonated in the messaging with you in particular?
I'm sure you get this a lot, but if you were to tell me that you could lose a significant amount of weight in 10 weeks without working out and not really impeding your lifestyle too much, I would have called you crazy. Yeah. But that was definitely the attractive point for sure. Okay,
awesome. Now, through this journey, when we started, I remember our first conversation on the phone actually, and one of the things you said is like, I'm all in, I want this, right? Mm-hmm. And what were some of the things you learned early on about yourself that maybe was always neglected by the other methods that you were trying?
A few of the biggest things for me, the myths we can bust, so to speak. Prepping food, I was worried about that. I don't have a lot of time as it is, but it's funny when you think about prepping food in the morning so I can go to work and do my thing and take it with me. Well, I'm spending no more time doing that than I would have if I was in the drive-thru at Tim Hortons or McDonald's or whatever. So it's not really a big time constraint. And you can relate that to expense too. Like I was worried about, oh, this is going to be expensive foods, expensive this, expensive that. Well, when you not go through the drive-through 6 times a day, it's not really that much more expensive. So
Yeah, for sure, right?
And the not working out portion too.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so, as much as you feel comfortable, how about sharing some of the things you did achieve in this program? Because I know we're at the 10 weeks where now you're kind of done.
Yeah.
And, some of these things will be lifelong, but what are some of the results you did achieve? So let's maybe contrast. You mentioned how you felt prior to, so we'll kind of review that, and then what transformed in your life.
Couple of the big ones for me is the brain fog that we mentioned earlier. The brain fog is gone, which is awesome. One of my favorite quotes is "Clarity is power," and that definitely applies to that for sure.
Yeah, so true.
Sleep. Oh my gosh, I'm actually sleeping now. It's not the sluggish roll out of bed in the morning and like, oh, I got to do this again. It's kind of like excitement's back, if I can say that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, feeling a lot better. And yeah, to share myself personally. So I'm in 10 weeks, almost 50 pounds now.
Wow.
Which
awesome.
I wouldn't have believed you in a million years if you could tell me that would happen in 10 weeks. So
great. So how does this carry over to like your professional life then?
Many ways, actually. Like I said, the brain fog is gone. My energy is back. I'm kind of excited about things again. Not that I wasn't before, but it was a chore when you don't have the energy, when you're feeling sluggish, when you're not eating the right things, and you got to force yourself to do stuff. Not saying it was that bad, but that's gone. What was there is now gone. Motivation is back. Excitement's back. Seeing the results, like the biggest thing for
back,
me.
Eh?
Yeah, it really is. It really
the
is.
Boss is in the office and everyone's afraid.
Yeah, well, like you said before too, like I decided to go all in, and I did want to go all in, and I committed to it, and not to pat myself on the back too much, but it did really work. And we joked around last week that if you had said what do you want to keep, the weight loss or how better you feel, I'd probably, as much as I like the weight loss, that's the reason I actually got into it, I'd probably go with how much better I feel now. Over the weight loss, as crazy as that sounds, because just your joints move a lot better. Like you're not as achy. It just, everything feels better now. So life-changing for sure.
Good. When you mentioned, so one thing I want to say, because you said I don't want to take all the credit, but the thing is what we have to understand is you deserve all the credit, right? So one of the things I'm a big fan of communicating to people is your healing comes from your effort, right? My role really when I'm working with someone like you or someone else is more of a guide. And it's about teaching. Like the term doctor actually doesn't even mean anything regarding healing. It comes from the Latin word docere, which means to teach.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Right? So when you leverage these, when you actually get back to like what words mean, you can really see how far away from what we're supposed to be doing we've gone as a society, and how far we have to kind of readjust and get back on track. So, you deserve all the credit because I can't do the work for you. All I can do is give you the blueprints, encourage you, help you stay accountable, answer your questions, make it as less confusing as possible, right? As least as confusing as it is, and, push you in the right direction.
Yeah.
But your work ultimately is why you lost 50 pounds, why your energy is back, why you feel kind of reinvigorated in your life. You're doing so, you know what? Pat yourself on the back because you truly deserve it, man. And I don't mean that. I'm not blowing, smoke up your ass or anything. This is just the truth. And you know what? A lot of times when people fail doing other things, what happens is the blame game, it becomes like a thing of, well, you must be cheating, right? And it kind of is the same, it's the main reason why people get disinterested in the process, right? And so you'll know that throughout our program, there probably was periods of where the weight was coming off slower than at other periods of time, but it's when you start to, at that point in time, when you have the ability to kind of ask a question about it, like, hey, is this normal? And you can get that reassurance of, yeah, hang in there, don't worry, give it a couple of days. And then you move through that section, that portion, and everything goes back to what it was. That confidence comes back, right?
For sure. And like you said too, with the weekly coaching calls, with the access to you through our Q&A period once a week, just access to you for the Facebook group, the private Facebook group there, seeing everyone else's success, everyone else posts, it's motivating. I get motivated by results too. So I only weigh in once a week kind of thing. So every week I look forward to that Friday morning to see what it was, and you see the results. So it's great. And the support and access to you is definitely what pushed me through there for sure.
Awesome. So you might have answered it, but I'm going to ask this question. What do you think the most valuable part of this program was in terms of the relationship of working with us? What did you really value, or what did you take home, or what few things did you really value?
Definitely, I'm enjoying the lifestyle change. And it's funny for me to say that because I'm a bit of a routine guy. So part of the reason I like this program is sustainable. It's easy. It wasn't like a huge major life change or anything. It's something I can continue on. But I'm a kind of a creature of habit. So it didn't really change my day-to-day schedule, which was nice. It was easy to maintain, which was awesome. And I tell my wife too, when this is all done, I'm going to continue doing it and eating healthy. And it's funny how your opinion of food changes too. Like there's some stuff that, you know, a bag of Doritos would be gone in 10 minutes before, and now I'll have one Dorito and it's like, I can feel how unhealthy that is to me now. So
Yeah.
the way I look at food has changed significantly. But to better answer your question, like I said, if you were to tell me you're going to feel this way or you're going to lose this, I'm going to feel this way over the weight loss for sure. You're going to have to fight me to take the weight loss away, but I'm definitely really enjoying the way I feel. That's for sure.
Don't worry, no one's going to take it away. Actually, something I just thought of. As you went through this, was your wife kind of following along with you? Did she experience any benefits?
It's funny. She lost significant weight, and she does a lot of she's a way better cook than I am. So she does a lot more in that department than me. So she helped a lot with the meals and stuff. And if she was making one portion, she was just making two portions kind of thing. So,
yeah.
And she lost significant weight as well.
Awesome. Side benefits, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so if someone you could speak to now, like imagine someone's watching this as we're speaking, and there is someone out there who maybe is sitting on the fence, deciding whether maybe, you know, the decision is like, they don't know if they're worth it. Maybe it's a decision whether they don't know if they can achieve the same things you achieved. Looking back at 10 weeks ago, what would your advice be to that individual?
Well, as we talked about earlier, I'm the guy that's tried everything. So I literally have tried everything. And this is the one thing that felt the most comfortable for me. It stuck, immediate results, and felt really good. So my only regret, I would say to those new people, is not starting sooner. If you have the opportunity to start, like I said, my only regret is not starting sooner, because if I knew this was the result of 10 weeks, I would have did it 10 years ago, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. You know, I won't keep you too long, but I think a really good question to ask is, where do you think your health would be if you hadn't made this decision?
Definitely not where I'm at today. That's for sure. It would have continued to go down, if I could say it that way. I would continue the decline for sure. It was great that it was recognized when it was, and it would definitely be a lot worse. That's for sure.
Yeah, so it's one of those things, and I know you had some like personal, you know, really big life-changing, stressful moments in your life over the past little while, and having to like process all that stuff, and eventually, you know, it's whether you're on a trajectory of growth, so like you're already looking for how can you build your mindset, or how can you grow from a loss, for example, right? Sometimes timing is everything, and there's a saying I like to use, like everything is on time.
Yep.
Right. And so our paths crossing again, whether it's online or not, was the right time to cross paths, because if it was 10 years earlier, you probably would never have noticed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hit the nail on the head there. 100% correct. Mindset was a big thing. And I don't know, call me crazy, but my mindset has cleared up significantly during this process as well. So
Yeah, that's great. And I'm glad, because that's a big emphasis of what we try to do, right? Is reframe everything.
Yep.
You know, we can't change our situations, but we can change our response.
Yep. Yeah,
right?
definitely. Yep.
And well, you know, do you have anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to share?
I would stress the point. Again, my only regret is not starting sooner. So if you're in a position to do something like this, or you feel the need to do it, honestly, man, I'm an idiot. If I can do it, anyone can do it. It was a great program. Like I cannot pump your tires enough. That's for sure. You're easy to access, extremely knowledgeable. The coaching calls are great. The Q&A periods are great. Like I said, the private Facebook group, just the people and the community in the Facebook group, the culture in the Facebook group was awesome. And everyone's working towards the same goal. Yeah, can't say enough positive about it.
Awesome. So before we call it an interview, because I want to keep this short, because, you know, I want to value or honor your time. And you got, like you said, your little family is waiting for you downstairs, I bet, if you're probably not getting straight back to work once we
I
get
don't know
off.
if you could hear them in the background, but yeah,
Oh,
they're
are
down
they
there.
there? I can't hear them. So
Good.
but if someone was looking to work with you, how would someone reach out to you? So I know, like, you're into the real estate, you know, you have your whole agency set up and you have all that wonderful stuff going on. If someone's looking to work with someone like-minded who shares values and who's, you know, super motivated, like you've already described, how would they reach out to you? What's the best place to find your information?
I appreciate that. Matt Pitcher KW is my Instagram handle. It's probably the easiest, or mattpitcherkw@gmail.com is my email address. Probably the two quickest ways to get a hold of me for sure.
Okay, and you want to maybe give like a quick little synopsis of some of the things you would offer them, services wise?
Basically, one-stop real estate. We do everything from investment portfolios for clients, just regular traditional buy and sell real estate. Yeah, pretty much one-stop shop for real estate.
One-stop shop. Okay,
yep.
Awesome.
We do it all.
Does that include like financing stuff as well, like mortgages and stuff?
I don't personally do it, but I can put you in touch with the right people for sure.
Okay, cool. So Matt, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you wanting to really share your journey, share your results, share your excitement. As you know, once you're in our group, you're in our group forever. So you never have to worry about being left alone in the cold. This is just the start. So yeah, your 10 weeks is done, but the rest of your life starts today.
Exactly. No, I really appreciate it. Thank you again very, very much. Very appreciative.
Okay, so we'll keep it there. If anyone has any questions, I don't even know how this streaming straight to Facebook Live is going to work, but you can post questions and comments in the comment section on Facebook, and I'll make sure I answer all your questions. But that's it for today. Have an amazing night, everyone. Bye from me. Bye from Matt. Thank you again, Matt. Have an awesome night, okay?
Appreciate it. Take care, eh?
Okay. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.